We're back now with the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, Texas Congressman Michael McCaul. Mr. Chairman, I want to ask you about this massive data breach we heard about this week. Some 4 million former or current government employees. These seem to happen pretty regularly now. Is this the new normal, and what's the next thing we need to be worried about?
Well, first of all, let me just say it's an honor to be part of your inaugural show. But having said that, this was the most significant breach of federal networks in U.S. history. And that's very significant. We look at the threat indicators. Who has a motive intent to steal this data? This is a huge data mining project, and it targeted political appointees in the federal government and federal employees, 4 million of them. In my judgment, this was an attack by China against the United States government. It quantifies to espionage. And that raises all sorts of issues that we need to deal with.
And if I can just be clear, you mean China, the government of, as opposed to just a person who is in China?
That has not been the attribution, what they call it, to go back to the source, has not been confirmed by the United States government. But I believe, in my judgment, that all the threat indicators point to the fact that it is China and perhaps nation state sponsored because of the way it was done. It was not done to steal credit card information and that kind of theft. It was done to get personal information on political appointees in the federal government and federal employees to exploit them so that later down the road they can use us for espionage to either recruit spies or compromise individuals in the federal government.
In terms of responses, what do you do? Shut a door, or do you punch back? Do you use computer espionage back?
Well, I passed a cybersecurity bill out of the House. I hope the Senate will pass that and the President will sign it into law. But I think this is an area where there are no rules of the game in terms of espionage, in terms of stealing this kind of information. And I think it raises all sorts of issues with Americans. You know, Anthem was an attack against health care records of Americans, and Blue Cross Blue Shield. This, we think, originated from the same source out of China to steal data not only on federal employees but Americans, to have a large database of intelligence information against us.